I do love him. I wouldn't be, I wouldn't be making all this effort and certainly, undergoing all this scrutiny if I didn't love him. But when you love somebody but you're really mad at them, and somebody asks you in the middle of that, or do you love him?
Right.
You say, it's the last person in the world that I love,
There's Elizabeth Edwards on the Today Show saying she still loves John Edwards despite the affair. Taking your phone calls, 1-877-TEL-HLN. We're talking about Elizabeth Edwards. There are some women out there that aren't in favor of the book and some of the interviews she's giving. One of them, Deborah King, Huffington Post columnist, also authored the book, Truth Heals, What You Hide Can Hurt You. Deborah, do you fault her for still loving her, loving him for still saying that?
Oh, absolutely not. And I think it's important that she work through all of these mixed feelings that she has. Of course, it's natural for her to be angry. I'm only want to encourage her to use means that are less harmful to herself. For example, suppose she had written that book and then stuck it in a drawer, kept the manuscript. I think it would have been far less damaging to her. I think this media blitz, this whole tour is very stressful for her, which isn't the best idea when you have cancer.
Well, you could be right on a medical front there. Let's get to the phones, and we'll get and I'll hit you with another one, Deborah. Bridget in Illinois. Hey, Bridget, your thoughts here? Bridget?
Oh.
Hey, go ahead.
Yeah, I just think that I think she has the right to write whatever she wants to write. This is her husband, it's her family, it's her situation, and I think most of these women that are angry are either being cheated on or have been cheated on, and that's why they're so angry, because she can write whatever she wants to write. It's her experience and her situation.
Deborah, that's a small sampling, but Bridget's 3 for 3 of our phone calls, and I agree too in the sense that, she's the victim here. She was cheated on, and a victim in just some of the things that's gone on in her life. Why can't she, again, we're kind of heading back to the beginning, but with this said and with some of the phone callers, she's the victim. Shouldn't she be able to handle it her own way without criticism? Go ahead, Deborah.
Well, let me just play devil's advocate for a moment.
Yeah.
And we've all been in relationships, and we know that relationships, for them to fail, it takes both people. Rarely is one a saint and the other a sinner. It's usually a mix of both, and that's the first thing that Elizabeth recognized in her interviews and in her book. It's a beautifully written book, by the way. She does talk about the role that she played. The one that I don't think she recognizes is the fact that she was exerting a great deal of control over her husband, and he resented it. And when we resent things like that, the next thing we do is, we have a little affair. So that's what she probably really needed to address, was the control issues that are just rife in their relationship.
Well, that sounds like part of the story. Stacey, your thoughts on this? Again, Elizabeth Edwards is a victim. Doesn't she have a right to tell her story the way she wants to and do the interviews the way she wants as well?
Absolutely. There's a lot of research that says that people that have been victimized or people who are struggling and going through trauma need to tell their story. And Elizabeth Edwards is getting more than a fair chance to tell her story finally.
Yeah.
She kept her mouth shut when she was supposed to be the political wife, and now she's free to say what's on her mind.
Yeah, and what about, let me hit you with this, Deborah, that, John Edwards is the one that had the affair, so if he gets raked over the coals a little bit through this, he deserves it.
Oh, no doubt, but just to respond to that, it's one thing to express your emotions and write your story, and it's another to go on a vendetta of revenge. It is not healthy. It's one of the most unhealthy emotions we can have, and what can I say? She's already quite ill.
The way I understand it, though, Deborah, the book is not the main thrust. The affair is not the main thrust of the book. More of it is spent on the death of her parents, the death of her son Wade, battling cancer. Isn't that correct? Or do you see it otherwise, that the affair is the main thrust of the book?
I think the affair is, if you read between the lines, is probably the main reason that she decided to put the book out there. Yeah, no, I feel pretty strongly about that. If you watch her interviews, she's really trying to vent and to exorcise these demons and to put that woman in her place.
Stacey, do you see this as a vendetta to Deborah's point?
Do I think that she's getting some revenge in the process? Absolutely. But what I do know is when somebody is terminally ill, they want to be able to look back on their life and say, I did the right thing. And I think she thinks that she needs to tell her story, and you know what? He deserves a little bit of this for cheating.
Yeah, I think we can all agree on that.
Oh, we all agree on that. He deserves a lot of it.
Right, okay. Well, great conversation, ladies. Deborah King, Stacey Kaiser, we appreciate it, ladies. Coming up, interesting story. Teenager suspended.